Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Another new month, I would say, because we finished May. Now we started from June to do. We are down to one video a week, but don't worry. Like, we are always here to making sure we update our recipes. We do new recipes, and we wanted to start June, so this new month, with a little bit more, let's say, recipes a little bit more international, because we have seen many recipes from Italy. We have seen a few recipes, let's say, internationals. But from now on, we will start doing, we will find. So if you have any suggestion, please tell us, let us know, so we can make something English, something American, something Australian. Today we will do a carrot cake, so something definitely not Italian, because I can tell you it's not Italian. We are now used to eat it as well, and we decided to do today this carrot cake in particular because we want to show you how we can cook pastry, because we are talking about something pastry sweet. How we can cook, we can use our Chef Top Mind Map Plus for pastry as well. So another video, it would be really interesting to see the final result, even if you don't have a baker top. So don't just connect the name, don't just link the name baker top to a pastry and bakery, because you can do your bakery as well in a Chef Top. Okay, so all the ingredients are already in front of me. Really easy recipe. We don't want to show you how to cook, to teach you how to cook. So we just stick to a traditional recipe, let's say. Today, instead of using butter, which is in most of the recipes used, we will use sunflower oil, so dairy-free cake in this case. We are using 00 flour, so just usual flour. If you are gluten intolerant, you can always change the flour, maybe use whole almond meal. You can use wholemeal flour, you can just change it on your liking, as always, because, as I said, we are not teaching you how to cook. We are showing you programs, we are showing you processes, we are showing you how to cook perfectly in our unit, in our oven. Okay, so I don't lose any more time. For all the ingredients, for all the quantities, as always, you can send us an email at cooking.support@unox.com. So we will answer you with all the recipes, all the cooking programs. But we can also chat at the end of this video, as always, in Teams. So you can ask me directly all the quantities, because if I tell you now, it's a little bit difficult to keep in mind all the specific quantities. We already have grated carrots, so I put it down here so you can see it. Grated carrots, we didn't want to use paste, we didn't blanch the carrots in advance. So these are raw carrots, just grated, because at the end of the cooking process, you have carrots. When you bite into the cake, you can still feel the carrot when you bite into it. Paste, or even if you blitz them, it's there's a risk of making too humid this cake. So in this case, grated carrots, this is in my opinion, the right way to do it, to go. Okay, so I have an electric whisk. Starting from to make the dough, to make the mixture. So sugar. Here we have a kilo of sugar and eggs. So here we have around 28 whole eggs. So I didn't take out the yolks, just whole eggs. Okay, this one is already set to the lowest speed. So just because I'm using a container as well, as you can see it, so you can see how the mixture will look like. But when you do this job, make sure the speed is not at the maximum velocity, maximum speed. you know, because there's a risk of just pouring everything outside the bowl. So we start with the sugar and the eggs, just until the sugar is nice and melted into the eggs. And as you can see, I have lemon, so I will use lemon zest. An advice I can tell you, let's say, yes, advice, a trick is also to use, if you can, to use orange, which works really well with carrots and with any cake in general. Okay, so I can see now the sugar, there's no more grains of sugar, so it's good to go. Now I will pour the sunflower oil, 250 ml. Mixing for another few seconds. And then I do the rest of the job by hand, so you can see the mixture. You know, you can do it with an electric whisk, but in this case, I'd rather to do it in front of you by hand. Okay, let me clean the table. Okay, perfect. So we have sugar, we have oil, we have eggs. Here we have flour, we have bicarb soda, we have baking powder, around 80 grams of baking powder, because what we do today, it's a full load of carrot cakes. So we use the 10 trays. This is a matter of videos, but we will cook 10 molds, 10 cakes. Bicarb, yeast. Here we have some cinnamon powder. So as well, very nice. Works really good with any dessert, basically. Works really good with carrots. And I have the zest of, I need the zest of 2 lemons. So I will grate the zest now into my mixture. So when you do the lemon, just make sure you don't go too deep, because when you start to see the white part of the lemon, that's gonna be already bitter. So try to don't go too hard, too deep. Because we just want to give the lemon flavor. We don't want to give any bitterness, obviously. Okay, so one is done. Here, as I said, you can use orange with no problem. This is just our way of doing it, so we decided to use lemon. Okay, that's it. Very good. Now, this probably is the quickest and the best way to do it, is to mix all the dried ingredients all together. So I just put myself under the camera so you can see. So the bicarb, the baking powder, and the cinnamon powder. So I mix them. And you're already seen I have a sift because this one has already been sifted, but I like to sift it again just in case you know, any lump has been made again. So I always like to sift it twice. So the more you sift it anyway, the better is the result, definitely. Okay, I will keep the carrots last because that's gonna be the last item, the last product to be folded into my mixture. Okay, now I mix the lemon zest, and I can start sifting a little bit of flour inside. So a little at a time. I'm still using a whisk, so I'm helping myself with a whisk. Then I will, once the mixture starts to go a little bit harder, I will use a spatula, so do a proper folding. Okay, and sifting some more flour inside. Okay, make sure when you fold the flour, when you sift the flour inside, you try to get rid of all the flour and add always some more. Okay, so when you don't see any more flour, we are good to go. So sifting some more flour inside. So now I can feel the mixture start to get some body, start to get hard. So I will soon change to with a spatula. And there are also many ways to do carrot cake. So I've done it many different ways. This is a really easy way, I would say, because there's no whisking of yolks and whisking of the whites. You know, there's no folding. This one is really easy. Okay, so we'll get rid of the... I just asked my assistant a spatula, so a plastic spatula will definitely work better. Okay, and now very gentle, we start mixing with the spatula. So I can see I'm making a mess, but don't worry, I will clean later because I'm not a pastry chef. So I hope you forgive me for my mess that I'm making. Okay, so this is the last of the flour. Okay. So folding the rest of the flour. And now we just have to add the carrots. Perfect, so you can see now the mixture is nice and uniform, nice and even. Perfect. And now the carrots. Folding the carrots a little bit at a time as well. So this is the biggest container, the biggest bowl I found in the kitchen. You know, if you have a bigger bowl, that will definitely help you to don't make this mess around, because you know, I have flour, I have carrots everywhere, but you know, it's up to you. I mean, okay, so I fold carrots. These are the last of the carrots. Perfect. Okay, this is the look that the carrot cake, the mixture, has to have. So it's not too thick, it's not too hard. So it has is liquid, is nice and wet. I will show you also later the cooking program I will use. Okay, perfect. So I will leave it aside, clean my mess. Okay, now as I said, I will do 10 cake molds, so 10 cakes. And we have around 5 kilos of mixture. So what I divided, so the right amount in each mold, which are already here ready, buttered and floured. So the right amount is between 420, 450 to have a perfect carrot cake, and to have, you know, the right amount of to spread nicely the mixture in every single cake. Okay, so we just need to wait one cake. I can see they helping me with a ladle. Okay, 300 grams. I will do 450. Perfect. I clean my mold, otherwise once I put it in the oven, will start burning, you know, the outside. If you have any drops, I'll show you again, if you have any drops on the outside, they start burning, they make smell, so it's not really nice. So make sure you clean all the edges. Okay, so now I take a break. I finish my 5 trays, my 10 molds of carrot cake. As always, I see you in 1 second. Okay, very good, ladies and gentlemen. My trolley is now full of the cake molds. So they're all the same quantity as I showed you. So 450 grams, that was the right amount for this recipe. So you know, if you want to replicate, if you want to do exactly the same, 10 molds. These are 21 centimeters. So, you know, just to let you know, just to that you can try. Otherwise, if you are working obviously with molds a little bit bigger, just make more mold mixture, make more dough. But I'm pretty sure you will calculate exactly how much you will need. Okay, so we go now to see the cooking program. I will stop my oven. I kept it hot as always for a matter of time. I saved the program for carrot cake. So I go into my programs. With these 2 icons, I can also go between groups. So, okay, it's written in Italian. Dolci and pasticceria is dessert and pastry. I scroll down so I can see now carrot cake. I select the program. We can see together. So we have a first step of 20 minutes, 165 degrees with 20% of extraction. And this is the important part. Fan pulsed, speed 2. Why do we need the fan pulse and not the continuous fan? Because in this case, I don't want any air on the carrot cake. I want them to raise nice and even. So that's why I decided to use a really low fan, just to make sure that they raise up, they puff up nice and even. 20% of extraction, because we are talking about a mixture which is nice and wet, as you've seen me before making it. We go into the second step. So second step, 15 minutes, 155 degrees. So we are going down with the temperature, 10 degrees less. I'm putting a little bit higher the dryness of the dry of our oven, of our unit. So 60% of dry, just to crisp up the outside, just to make it nice and to give color as well. And now fan number 3. I don't want a fan number 4 because it's too strong. So I decided to use fan number 3. So I go back, I press start, 35 seconds, and we are ready to insert the cakes. So I'm using a trolley because, you know, when you talk about cakes, when you talk about pastry, in general, our products are a little bit more delicate. So I just want to have them all next to me, you know, when I go to insert them in the oven. So I just help myself with a trolley. And I start from the bottom. So I put one tray every 2, let's say every 2 supports. Perfect. Close the oven. 35 minutes, that's the program for our carrot cakes. I will leave the trolley there. Now, for me, it's 35 minutes. I always repeat myself, it's 1 second for you, but I will see you in 35 minutes and we will see the final result of our carrot cakes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are 1 minute away from the end of the cooking. So I go next to the oven with my trolley. Again, easier to load all the trays once they are cooked. So I will leave it aside. We are 30 seconds now away from the end of the cooking. I took in front of me, I already set up for the last part of the video. So I have some whipped cream, some coconut cream, some whipped coconut cream, and icing sugar. So just to give a little bit of sweetness, because it tends to be a little bit bitter when we eat it like that. I have a nice raspberry coulis, some fresh mint. This is just for garnish. So fresh mint, fresh mixed berries, and some walnuts, which again work really nice with the carrot cake. Okay, so I move the trolley here, and now I have my carrot cakes perfectly cooked. I will move them on my trolley. I will take a tray and I put it under the camera so you can see. So nice and even. they raised in the right way, I would say, because we have a nice and round top part of our carrot cakes. Okay, I leave the trolley here. So I will leave this tray now to cool down a little bit because it's too hot to be able to handle the cake. I already showed you what I will put on my carrot cake, so a few minutes again and I will come back, fold the cake, so I will fill the cake with some cream. I will make a nice, a nice cake, and then I will slice it and you will see it on a plate. So 1 second, for me, few minutes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, after a few minutes now they are nice and, they're not cold, but they definitely cool down a little bit because before they were really hot. So I will just need one and I will leave the rest on my trolley. Okay, so now because we flour them and we butter them, they should come out really easy. Okay, perfect. So this is the carrot cake. What I will do now, I will slice it right in the middle. I will put some whipped cream for the inside. So this one as well. If you have cream cheese, will work very nice. In this case, we just do it like really simple. So just some whipped cream for the middle, for the inside. And then I will glaze it with some coconut cream, which is a little bit runnier. So perfect in the case, or it's like a ganache, works really exactly the same. So nice and brilliant because the color is really white, so bright white. Okay. Okay, so this is the carrot cake sliced in in half. So you see it's cooked, perfectly cooked, nice and moist. So all the moist is still inside. Now I will make a sucker poche. This is for later with some whipped cream. So in the whipped cream as well, we put some icing sugar, which is nicer when we talk about whipped cream, because the caster sugar will leave the grains, so it's not really nice. When obviously icing sugar is more fine and will melt into the whipped cream. Okay, so the sucker poche for later is ready. And now I just put some whipped cream. I use the bottom part to put the cream on. Okay, I help myself with a spatula. Make sure don't go too much on the edges, on the borders, because once we flip the top part on top, we'll push down the cream a little bit. So don't go over the borders. So try to stay inside. Okay, perfect. And now we just have to basically close it, making sure we put it right on top. Okay. Now for the next part, so for the coconut cream, I'm using a natural grid with a black 40 underneath. So this one is a good way when we talk about like a sucker cake or something with topping a little bit runnier than this one. So instead of going all over your table, all over your chopping board, we'll just go straight in the tray. So of course it's easier to clean, and you can use it again. So, but in this case, I know it's not really runny, but I'd rather to do it this way. So just remind you, this is coconut cream. We wanted to use something different than the usual icing. Wanted to use something different than the usual whipped cream on top. So coconut cream, as I said, nice and bright white, and something more international because we don't use coconut cream here in Italy. Okay, so make sure you place the cream all over the cake. On the edges as well. Probably if you are, I'm pretty sure you can do it better than me because I'm not a pastry chef, and I never liked, let's say, to do these kind of jobs because they have to be precise. But I'm trying to do my best, of course, to show you. I've been trained from probably one of the best pastry chef I know during my experience, during my chef experience. Okay, so I will leave it like this. And now I just need another chopping board to be able to cut the cake. So I will ask a chopping board to my colleague. I leave the cake aside. I get a plate. So this is the plate I'm using. We already seen it in a few of the previous recipes. Okay, perfect, thank you. Okay, this one can go away. Now I move the chopping board because I'm ready basically to plate the cake. This one is just a raspberry coulis, so really nice and simple, easy to make. It's just fresh raspberries cooked with some lemon juice and sugar, and then blitz them, and they went through a sift, so all the seeds don't stay inside, so it's nice and runny. Very good balance, I would say, because it's nice and sweet, acid as well, so a little bit of sourness as well. So now I just need to, I just slice. You can also place the cake or put toppings on top of the cake straight. So if you have to serve it as it is, so if you have to serve the whole cake, just place all the ingredients on top. But in this case, I'm doing one plate. So I'd rather to cut a slice and finish it on the plate. So I will place some toasted walnuts on top. I will put some whipped cream on the side. This is just for garnish. A sprinkle of fresh mint. And just a couple of the fresh berries. Okay, so this is just a really easy and simple way of serving a carrot cake, but if you see the inside, beautiful, nice and moist, because I could feel it when I slice it. So carrot cake cooked in our Chef Top Mind Maps Plus. There you go. Buon appetito.